They are talking on a podcast called The Slow Hunch with Nick Grossman. And,
Never heard of it.
Lon,
Thank you for finding it. This is great.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
This is a Lon discovery, and I thought it was fantastic. The discussion here is doing the right thing
What's
versus
the name of the pod again?
The Slow Hunch with Nick Grossman. That's Mr. Grossman there on the far left.
Yeah. Who's Nick Grossman?
He is the host. I don't know. I know nothing about him other than I just discovered his show today, and he gets great guests.
Let's also speed them up to 1.5 in pre-production. Just a little note there for my team. Or you can do it right now. Boom.
We can do that now.
Try 1.25. Yeah, let's see what happens.
All right. If this is squeaky, we'll start it again. Here we go.
A mentor of mine way back in the early days at AT&T, he used to say, you can be successful in two ways. You can be successful by doing the right thing or doing things right. You run into entrepreneurs who, iterate, but they execute well. And so that buys them the time to do things right. And ultimately they find a fit. And then you run into other entrepreneurs that are just riding this rocket ship because they happen to, stumble on the right thing.
My skills in venture were a lot about doing venture right. And so Brad talks about like working out the portfolio, triaging the portfolio, staying with the companies, being there for the founders, like sticking it out for the long haul. That's very much about like how to do the venture business right. And I feel very strongly about that. And I had that even then in my DNA. What Brad really taught me was how to do the right thing, which is what to invest in. Like, I was just like, we're just going to, like I said to Brad, we're just going to invest in the internet. Like that'd be great. He's like, yeah, but Fred, like there's a lot of the internet. Like, where are we going to invest? So I think when you think about USV, I think it's two people who both had a lot to bring, and we both brought it. And USV, I think, does both of those things. I think we do venture right, and we also do the right venture.
Wow. It is such a powerful concept. I love this clip for so many reasons. The first time I'm seeing it, so you're getting my raw reaction to it. I always like to think about the process in which you do things. I am a process guy, as you two know. And so I'm always talking to you about process. Like I said, hey, when we do these going forward, can we put them at 1.5 speed so we can get through it quicker and we can get more knowledge? Great, that's process. But then there's also the right thing, which is finding the clip, Lon. You found a great clip and we're getting through it quickly. For background, Fred, I met when he had Jerry Colonna as his partner, and then Brad was his partner. They did Flatiron Partners. I worked for them for a couple of weeks reading business plans in the 90s, like 96, 97. I read business plans for them, and they paid me $1,000 every time I would write a report on a business plan. And then Fred's wife, Joanne Wilson, worked for me at Silicon Valley Reporter and was the ad salesperson. And a large part of my success was that she was an extraordinary champion for me and for the magazine and for the industry. And she was just one of the best salespeople I've ever seen. And she's amazing. She runs a cannabis, like a legal cannabis storefront business now and you can look it up, Gotham Gal or Joanne Wilson will pull it up. One of you guys can find it. Incredible entrepreneur. And Gotham Gal, she used to also do angel investing for a long time. She maybe still does that. Putting all that aside, I do think when you have a partnership, that's the other interesting thing here is talking about the partnership between co-founders. When you found a venture firm like those two individuals did, they're founders, just like the founders of Airbnb or Uber or Tesla are founders. And being a founder, being complementary is such a big win. And the fact that they were complementary, you had somebody like Fred who was like, the right way to do venture is to always be by the side of the entrepreneur through thick and thin, and to, do it right, having this kind of discipline and process, great. Then, you had Brad who was thinking strategically, well, where should we be placing bets? And that is an ongoing thing. Placing bets in crypto now might be a loser's bet, but placing them 10 years ago might be a winner's bet. You might be too late getting into SaaS now because SaaS is coming apart because of AI and the chat interface solving a bunch of problems. So, I just really like the lessons learned here. One is very pragmatic. You got to pick the right beach to surf at, as I always say, pick the right market because the market can determine your success, and how you run a business and how you build systems can determine your success. There are people who have built systems that make them incredible athletes. And then there are people who draft really well and pick the right players, and they win that way. So you could literally build a basketball team by having a great coaching staff, great nutrition, great exercise, great 3-point coaching, great sleep, rest, meditation. And then you could also just draft really well and trade really well, like some people do, and they pick the right players and they do deal making. both of those techniques work. Some people build their teams through the draft and through systems inside of it, and other people are just really good at trading for amazing talent. I've seen both of those things in the NBA work to build championship teams.